Okay, so we are going to get up and get our acceleration here. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the all-new Honda CR-V. First and foremost though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with the CR-V. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for John. And I also need to mention that this is an impromptu nighttime review because yeah, I've just had a long day, so sorry that the lighting's not going to be great in this video, but some of you might like the fact that it's a nighttime review. Anyways, as always, also if you want to save time, money the next time purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 1.5 liter four-cylinder that goes through a CVT. Fuel economy is 27 around town and then 32 on the highway, with power outputs being 190 horsepower and then 179 pound-feet of torque. Let's go to the front end of this CR-V. First off, I love this red paint. I think it makes the CR-V look really classy. Now, this does have some modifications to it. It's got this bug guard here on the front, and then there's also another bug guard there for the sunroof, so you can have the sunroof open and, yeah, not get a bunch of bugs inside. Anyways, popping down below, you guys can see you've got the daytime running lights with the LED headlamps, super bright. Now, I love this here with the grille, how it's all blacked out. You've got the giant Honda logo there in the center, and you know, overall, especially in person, it looks way different than the outgoing CR-V, and it looks a whole lot better. I mean, just look at this thing. Coming around the side here, our Tron wheel setup is 235/60/18 in the front and in the rear as well. And you guys can see from a wheel design perspective, it's pretty simplistic. I do like it though. I think it's a good looking wheel. And then notice the plastic molding there for the fender flare and then all along the body. Again, it's kind of like a thing that manufacturers do on crossovers so that if you decide to do some off-roading and adventuring that, well, you're gonna hit plastic cladding and not painted parts. We've got chrome trim here around the windows, and here's the side profile, which again, it's a little bit sleeker, a little bit cleaner. There's some elements here, like with the fender, for example, that it just works. So here's our key fob for the CR-V. You guys can see you've got the Honda logo there on the back. We have our unlock, lock function, remote start, and then you guys can see the opening for the hatch, which we'll hold that down, and it'll pop it right open. And then popping inside here, first off, the load floor is actually pretty low, so we've got like plenty of vertical space here. And then we've got a 12 volt here in the back, and then you guys can probably not see it because of the lights here in the back, which is a nice thing to have. And then if we pick up this mat here and lift up the floor, you can see the storage space. We got the spare tire in there as well. So tons of practicality, and look at the seats, how they actually recline in the back, which is cool. And when you're all done, just press that button right there. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bam, lowered down. So let's go over the rest of the rear, and first off, we got to talk about these tail lights. I guess this is why the nighttime review is the best time to review, I suppose. And then notice at the top with the spoiler, how that's kind of darker. And then all the badges here are blacked out. There's actually not a badge on the other side. I thought there was. That was stupid of me, but anyways, let me know what you think about these taillights. I think they look really cool, and again, they've modernized the taillights with the CR-V, which I think is very important. So going over the door panel here, first off, look at like the texturing and everything here on the trim. You can actually feel it. It's not just like for show. Definitely like that. And you got really nice padding here where you're gonna rest your arm. I do like this interior color, by the way. So I'm guessing I can just grab, yeah, look at that. Grab that, throw it back, put it in the recline function. Perforated here in the center, which looks very nice. Popping inside, ooh, plenty of room. Yeah, we got a storage pocket on that side, but not on this side for some reason. Vents down below, and then you have our cup holder armrest. Yeah, this is really nice. Thank you for being so bright, by the way, lights, so that the viewers can actually see the interior. Let's head to the front. So going over the front door panel here, you guys can see again with the trim there at the top. Here's kind of like a closer look. Just really neat. Blind spot marking for the mirrors, and then really nice padding again down below. All of our window controls, mirror adjustments, memory seats. And then here are the front seats. Again, you can see perforated in the center there. Looks fantastic. Sorry about my shadow, by the way. Power adjustments here on the side. There's the pedal layout. And then you got the opening here for the hatch stability control. And then look at the vent there. That is really cool, just like the Civic. Let's pop in. So here's a steering wheel for the CR-V. We've got nice trim all around and then darker stitching in the center to match. This does have adaptive cruise control as well as steering assist. And then we've got our volume controls, voice command controls, controls for the home screen button, center stack overall. And then we've got our turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and there's a steering wheel. So here's the center gauge cluster. First off, if you press that home screen button, then you can pull up these different menus. I love how we can see the all-wheel drive torque distribution. We'll be looking at that while we actually drive the vehicle, but you know, basic information with what you can see. So we're gonna go and leave that back on that menu right there. That's so cool with the little flip function. We do have some different drive modes. So we've got a normal, econ, and then snow mode. You got cool little graphics with each of those, and you can't go past. It just makes like a denied sound, but there's the center. So here's the center infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it into reverse, camera pick it up, there we go. Got your trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and you can even change the viewpoint with the camera, which is cool. And again, it's just gonna freak out the camera, but solid. Now as for the rest of the infotainment screen, first off, shortcut buttons there on the side and then also at the bottom as well, which is cool. And then it's got little arrows, but you can slide as well, whichever you prefer. But yeah, overall, it's a solid unit. Ah, the good old Honda Mega Vent. Look at this thing, just like in the Civic. Goes all the way across the dash. And do you like the trim there, the bottom? Dual zone climate controls. We do have heated seats for the front as well. And then you guys can see down below, we've got our wireless phone charging pad, USBs, drive mode select right here. And then this also does come with hill descent control, auto stop start if you want to turn that off, parking brake, and then your brake hold, and then the shifter for that CVT. And it also has a bunch of different modes. You have your drive, and then you have like your S for your sport mode, and then you have your L for like your kind of like low range. And so yeah, kind of interesting. We've got a couple cup holders there, and then center console, little tray on the top, and then look at the padding here. It's nice. There's the glove box, pretty normal. I like the overall design here. Again, you guys probably can't see it very well because of the lighting, but I think they did a good job. Pretty normal mirror, and then again, we've got that sunroof set up here, and then just a lighter colored headliner. So here's our window sticker for this 2023 CR-V. It's an EXL if you guys are wondering, and pretty much everything we went over is standard equipment. That's something that's awesome about Honda is they make everything standard. So our base MSRP is $35,260, and then we've got a couple options on it, including the exterior color, and then this is a demo, by the way. So if you want to drive one, come and visit the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah. $36,900 is the total MSRP. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, which you can do with blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear, and let's set off. So, setting off here in the CR-V. First off, I want to talk about seat comfort here. I think it's actually really good. I think they've actually improved it quite a bit compared to the outgoing model. And that's what I've noticed so far with this review is that, you know, on the surface, you might think, oh, not a lot has changed. But then, you know, there's a bunch of little details that have changed. And that's what a lot of these Japanese automakers will do is they'll change a bunch of little details and then, well, you get something like this where there's a big change with those little details. It shows arrows. So like the bigger the arrow is, the more power. So it is sending more to the front rather than the rear. So it is front wheel biased. Let's actually pop into the sport mode and see if that changes that. It still looks like it's sending more to the front. Right now I'm concerned that you guys can't see anything, but maybe this will be a good view. I don't know. So you can see what all the lights look like and everything while it is nighttime. But steering's really good, and it's pretty quiet. Suspension's also solid. It's comfortable. It feels slightly more comfortable compared to the previous generation. This literally feels like the same change that happened with the Civic when we went from the last generation to the current generation we have, where the Civic got a little bit bigger, a little bit more comfortable, just a little bit better. Same thing's happening here, it seems like. Yeah, it's still sending more to the front in terms of the power. But it definitely has that kind of like pull you forward, but it doesn't have that, we'll see with full blown acceleration, but it doesn't seem like it has that torque steery front wheel drive feel that you can sometimes get Some other stuff here is overall like a cabin feel, at least at night. I like the stuff that's illuminated. It's pretty simple, like all the controls, you know, straightforward stuff, infotainment system, climate controls. It's just, it all makes sense. They have like a little light for the wireless phone charging pad, which I think is another cool thing for them to add. Okay, so we are going to get up and get our acceleration here. Pretty good. So it doesn't, I mean, it's definitely like, it reminds me of the Civic so much, because I mean, same powertrain that you can get in the Civic. Yeah, I like it overall. I will say though, some of the, you know, competition in the segment now is using regular torque converter automatics rather than CVTs. The benefit of the CVT, right, is it makes it so the overall packaging can be a little bit less expensive, and you know, it's great with getting good fuel economy. But it definitely does, you know, CVTs do slightly hinder performance with vehicles. But when compared to, again, we're gonna pop it back into the normal mode. When compared to the outgoing model version of the CR-V, I'd say it's an improvement. It feels like it's just a little bit smoother with the transitions. It feels like it's a little bit quicker as well. I don't know if those figures actually, if that extra quickness that I'm feeling actually translates to like quarter-mile times and everything, but it's a CR-V, who cares? Like, I hate it when I see automotive journalists that are like, well, it's quarter-mile, and it's like, dude, people buy this because it's comfortable, it gets good fuel economy, it's reliable, and it's affordable. So yeah, summing things up, I feel like that kind of sums things up with the new CR-V. It is not an insane change compared to the outgoing model, but it looks better. The interior is nicer. I feel like everything's a little bit easier to use. It drives a little bit better. Everything is just better with this compared to the outgoing model. So if you're a CR-V fan, you're going to absolutely love this new CR-V. And if you're looking for affordable, reliable transportation, this gives this to you, and it gives it to you in style. I don't know, I love the new style. Let me know what you guys think about this new CR-V. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this new CR-V. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Stockton 12 Honda here in Utah for giving me some time with this 2023 CR-V. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Ask for John if you have any questions. I'll see ya.